Awakening the Dreamer, Changing the Dream Symposium. Bringing forth an environmentally sustainable, spiritually fulfilling, socially just human presence on this planet, the Pachamama Alliance, with Be the Change Australia. The Awakening the Dreamer Symposium is a half-day transformative journey that educates people on the challenges and possibilities of this moment in time and the role they can play in creating a new future. Regina Rowland did a graphic representation of the symposium held in Sweden at Karlskrona. It was a gathering of master's students training in strategic leadership towards sustainability. The dream of the modern world. The Pachamama Alliance came into being through a partnership with Bill and Lynn Twist and the Achwa of the South American jungle. The Achwa had called out for allies to help them reach out to the rest of the world, to help understand that the dream of the modern world was in fact a destructive dream. And so the Pachamama Alliance formed and created some amazing trainings to help educate people with the three cornerstones of environmental sustainability, social justice, and spiritual fulfillment. The training looks at the challenges that we face in the world now, what we see ourselves doing and being in the future. It addresses where are we, how did we get here, what is possible for the future, and where do we go from here. And it is about you. It's not about solutions. It's about you experiencing your truth and working towards transformation, working in partnership with others in a type of blessed unrest. It looks at how we are eroding natural capital, what's regarded as the resources of the world. It looks at how to respond by deepening our hearts and feeling our griefs. It examines how much time do we have. It looks at the 6th Great Extinction Crisis, which we are currently a part of, and how we have lost half of all species. It looks at the ecological footprint of man versus nature, how much we use and how we are in global overshoot. And it looks at the sustainability for future generations. It comes from the perspective of being the greatest opportunity of our time to co-participate and be active as a change agent. Working in partnership with the Achwa, we look at the unsustainable path of the Western world and we look at how we can work towards a more sustainable and just world for all. Sustainability talks about living to meet our needs and those of future generations while considering our ecological footprint. How much time do we have? Do we have enough time? These reflections take us into deep territory, where we ponder, we reflect, we're presented with information and facts, and we let it sit within. For the only way to move forward is through reflecting on the truth of our situation. Then we can get to the point where we go, how do we respond? To deepen our hearts, to feel the grief, and to feel what is wanting to be felt. Often we see the challenges that we face as aspects of blame. We get overwhelmed. Sometimes we experience personal responsibility, sometimes we look and we see that it is collective responsibility, how we are all connected, that we have a lot to do, that it's challenging, overwhelming. We need to be awake, to feel gratitude for what we have. We need to be inspired, to emerge, to be patient, to move on. It asks us to integrate in the dance of life, in harmony and balance. It shows us that the condor is the spirit from the South Americas and the eagle is the spirit of the North, and it talks of the prophecy of how the eagle from the North and the condor from the South are coming together. It shows us how the environment is directly linked to social problems. Things like refugee crisis, whole communities suffering, social systems, the meeting of needs, and social justice, how it's all connected. And we are shown with social justice, if we could draw a life anywhere in the world, draw a line, and have a good life, we'd be okay. It looks at the story of stuff and the trash. Where is it really going? Where is all that stuff that we buy going? Where is the waste? Is it waste? Who is using the resources we have, and where are they? What are the opportunities of our time? What does it mean to be human? We reflect on what it means to be a human being in this culture of isolation, and that we need other people to belong. We need sunshine, air and water. And that our spiritual crisis is linked to disconnection, consumerism, loneliness, having to have more things to soothe our soul. The illness, the violence and the addictions, they're a natural extension of this crisis. We look at our social systems and we look at fossil fuels and the energy resource reality of our world, and just what it takes to produce the lifestyle that we live. It reflects on social well-being. What is social well-being? Who determines the well-being within our economic systems? We take a global overview and then we step out. Waking up from the trance of the modern world. Again, we zoom in from bird's eye perspective. We reflect on what is this trance, the trance of the model world. We need peace with the earth. We understand that we need to wake up from this trance and that we did this to ourselves. But what is it that we did? We experience separation between the natural and human worlds, which is leading us to our own destruction. Our technological entrancement has separated us and caused unforeseen problems. We have thought that we had endless resources, from the forests, the oceans, the fish, and we have realized that they are not resources, that they are the source of evolution, and that our worldviews are that which are causing the problems. But we understand that it is the good news. It means that we can do something else. We can come to see who really pays for the consequences of our actions, of our consuming cheap articles, and the onflow of where they actually come from. All the steps involved in their production, of their arrival at our door. We look at what happens when we consider consuming, We can live where we want. We live in individuated worlds of specialists. There's more than enough. I just need to do my thing. Aren't these assumptions? It's not cool to talk about spirituality. I can't help being privileged. Everything waste is the forest. We see how many million tons of plastic bottles a day are consumed and thrown away in the US alone. We see that we need to change. We become aware of our assumptions and we decide to change them. In order to have this peace on the earth, we come to the understanding that we are all related, and that indigenous cultures have always celebrated this interconnectedness. The mechanistic view as a result of science leads us to the point where we need to reconnect to the mystery of the universe. And we realize that we can learn from indigenous cultures, that whatever we do to others and nature, we also do to ourselves, that we are all on the one path of life. But we also realize that we don't have all the answers. But when we sit in the place of the heart, we can walk together. We reconnect with people and people with nature. We are present with each other in time, in space. Our personal growth leads to growth and movements in social infrastructures. And these social infrastructures don't have all the answers either. We come to understand this, how we've expected other people to fix the problems. And we integrate, we reconnect to the mystery of the universe. We expand our worldview, and we bring our creativity and imagination to the fore. We reflect on what sort of future we want, what is possible in the future. When we innovate, clear air, fresh air, water, interconnected, independent, in harmony, and appreciation for the unique contributions of all, we come to the great transition, as the future is in our hands. We get to a resolute yes we can. And we look at what is possible in the future, how we have the capacity to change, how much more can come from working with nature rather than against it, how self-organisation can form new groups where small actions by many people can create rapid results that affect many. We have a change of course. We connect with our social networks and we exploit our creativity as we create the world life that we want. Environmentally sustainable, spiritually fulfilling and socially just. Our dreaming comes first as we realize that our dreams are linked to our reality and that it takes vision, the vision of a village, of many hands making light work, to cause rapid turnarounds. We discover how there are 1 to 2 million organisations all over the earth in many spheres of social endeavour who are working towards great change. And this gives us great hope. We hear of different programs who are active change makers. We relish in the growing movements of the new world view and how we are all interconnected. We hear about the Earth Charter and the collective vision for a wiser Earth. Here we explore again what is possible. Contemplate what is possible in the future. What can we do, and how can we do it? When we work towards our highest vision, our dreams change the dream of the modern world. Committed to action. In this last graphic by Regina Rowland, summarizing the Awakening the Dream, a Changing the Dream Symposium, we look at what it takes to act when our hope is committed to action. What is an act of courage? Why are you here? How together we are a genius. The moment when we decide to act is an act of courage. We reflect on what we do. What do we do once we knew what was going on? What is it that is calling us from the deepest parts of our being? What might be my role? We feel the connections. We reflect on the awareness of our own strengths and weaknesses, and how we need to infuse more fun in this most crucial work. Karlskrona, May 2009. With excitement and love and spreading the passion for this work, we move forward, inspiring each other and changing the world together. We commit to take care of self on all the levels that we need to take care of, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and physically, and socially. We look at why we are here. How consistent am I in my life in the 3 areas of environmental sustainability, social justice, and spiritual fulfillment? What is the imaginal self, relating into the mythos of the butterfly? If hope is committed to action, then it is alive, utters Julia Butterfly. Here is the space where we support each other. We change the world together. For we only live on one planet. And we see that an authentic stand comes from the heart. To make a miracle, you stand up when you can. And you feel it. You do it. You be it. We cluster and work together, just like the imaginal cells of the caterpillar turning into a butterfly. And we change the dream. We realize there are no single issues. If we want to go far, we must go in community and go quickly. We realize that this is the most amazing life that any generation could ever live, and that this moment in time is a window of opportunity and hope where we can be a bridge builder to bring a vision of the future. If you want to go far, go in community and quickly. There are no single issues. Changing the dream of the modern world can only be done in community. Visit www.awakeningthedreamer.com for information on attending the symposium and even becoming a facilitator yourself. We have to see it and hold this vision of the future, this highest vision, this new dream for the modern world, this bridge between the new world and the old worlds, between indigenous and industrialized. And to become an instrument, we have to have something come through us. Be open to whatever that might be for you. This has all been made possible by the Pachamama Alliance. the organisation that provides all the materials for the symposium training. Maybe you could lead your own symposium. They have all the materials to share. So check out Pachamama.org and see who's working in your own country. Do the symposium leader training. And work in your community to be an active change agent, inspiring others, being a beacon of hope. Awakening the dreamer, changing the dream. Thank you.